Have you figured out your niche? Are you helping adding value to other people's lives? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Munira's Musings with your host, Munira Zahabi.
Greetings from Chicagoland. This is Munira. Happy Women's Day to all women listening. Thank you so much. It's funny we have a man here, but compliment us. So let's take this interview to another level because we have a groove master in our midst. Hi, Kevin. Welcome.
Hey, thank you, Munira. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. So you all know that this is a show about niches. We talk about how you found it, where you found it, why you found it, and what is it that you do with what you have, right? And Kevin is a groove master, like I said, and he decided he was doing something else and then he had this idea. So I don't want to spoil the surprise, but if you all like this show, go ahead, share, like, and subscribe to our channel because we are everywhere on YouTube and Facebook. And we are going to go to Spotify soon. So go ahead and just let people know if they have a niche or they want to try something new, they need to tune in. So welcome, Kevin. How are you?
I am really good, really well. Thank you for asking.
You are welcome. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I went to college for systems design, systems analysts. Worked for 7 years in product development and system development in software, and then at the end of 7 years, I moved into pastoring, and I spent 27 years pastoring. And I should go back and say I have a beautiful wife named Linda, and I have 4 amazing children, and so we're blessed in that way. So now let's go back. So in my my business story, I developed a coaching business, online coaching business, and was coaching men. And so I'm a man here coaching men, and happy Women's Day to all the women out there. But I was coaching men, and so I was pulling pieces of software together to do my online business. And a friend of mine introduced me to Groove, and so I bought Groove with the intention of selling it as an affiliate, but also with the intention of using it for my business, putting everything together for my business. And so I continued working at that. And as I was trying to sell it, two times with 2 different friends, we did a webinar to introduce people to the product, introduce to how they could use it. And both times we came away from the webinar recognizing that people who buy this product are going to need ongoing support, a place just to connect so that they know they're not on their own, because not everybody has technical background and not everybody wants to learn technical background. And so I have a friend who is a business coach. And of course, he's the one who introduced me to Groove, actually, Sanjay. And so we agreed to swap services. And I said, I'll build your Groove system and you coach me in business. And so he said, why don't you launch a free workshop for people to teach them how to build their funnels in Groove, and then maybe create a membership. I mean, it was a very bare bones business plan. And I did my first workshop in October, and it was clear. I had seven women actually in that workshop, and it was very clear that each of them each of them could use ongoing support. So I announced in that workshop, with no development done, I said, I'm going to be having a membership and you're welcome to buy it tonight. And 3 of them bought the membership, which I hadn't even created yet. So that then became a journey of recognizing a huge need within the Groove community Groove is in beta. And when software is in beta, you really have to work to keep up with the changes and things like that. So I moved out of pastoring, and I now have a full-time business helping people with Groove, and I love it because I get to teach people. That's my skill set. As a pastor, I taught for 27 years. I actually, when I was in software way back in the 80s, I was teaching people how to use the software we were developing. And so I had all of these abilities that are coming together, and I love to talk to people. So this gives me all of those opportunities to talk with people, to help them, to train people to develop software that they can use. And I'm just having the time of my life.
Isn't that an awesome story? Like where you went and how you do it. We have so many tools in our box. Most of us don't even know how to use it, but because the price was right or whatever we saw was so awesome that we purchased it, and now we have to sit down and think how I'm going to use it. And one thing about Groove is a platform where they have all these amazing stuff, right? It's going to be a robust system with everything underneath it, including your Shopify cart and your selling. It has the pay. I don't even know. We don't know how to say it. The payment information and everything is all underneath, and there's more coming out. So, but the thing is, it becomes so time consuming for somebody who doesn't know how to use it, but the price is right, and they sell it in a different way. So the plan is not to only to become an affiliate, but also teach. That's the thing. And one thing I'm not knocking down Groove. It's a good system. Their trainings are just too long, right?
Yeah.
But their system, even though they are long, when they put out the trainings in the world, they tell you which timing, um, what you can find in that. So you are just pinpointed right in the direction. But sometimes it gets to a point where you get frustrated and don't need anything. That's why you need a helper to help you. And
Yes.
that's where Kevin comes in. But it's such a wonderful story. So how's it, you started this in October, started
Yeah.
out as an idea, right? And this
Yeah.
is Eve concept where I teach people that you conceive and then you begin to believe that you can do this, and then you achieve and then you receive the results. So how busy are you right now?
I'm very, very, very busy. I showed a friend of mine this morning. I have 17 projects right now that are active, that I'm helping people either build out a funnel, build a store like you talked about, connect things. Some of them are small projects, some of them are large projects. And so I am actually, that's a great, I love how you said, okay, conceive. And what was the second one?
Conceive, believe.
Believe. Oh, that's very important. I had no income at the end of this year. And so this was an idea, a conception to support my family. So, but the idea that I could earn enough money doing this was very, very difficult to believe. And I think it's actually taken till now to actually believe that this idea is going to just grow. Um,
Let me ask you on that concept, right? So somebody
yep.
tells you, decide, you do a workshop, you have people in there, you realize that people don't know how to use this. Somebody tells you start creating and just doing. You said 6 months into this, you're still trying to put foot your foot down on this idea and say, really, am I doing this? You still are not. It seems like you're a little bit unsure, not really, but she's still
Yeah.
like, is this really happening? And we're in this.
Yes.
How do you tell people to keep doing it? Like you could have just not done it after the first two workshops. What do you tell people to keep moving? How do you keep pushing?
That's a great question. For me, number one, I had the driving factor of I had to find a way to support my family. So I had great motivation. And I was, so number two, I was seeing results. Even if they were not enough, there was some progress. And I guess number three, I was getting great feedback from people that I was helping. Um, I've I only have happy clients. I'm grateful for that at this point. And so as each one would give me that feedback, I guess that's three. And then the fourth thing would be those people, my clients, began sharing about their experience, which obviously is free marketing. And so I saw, I guess I'll say the long answer to your question is I continued to see greater possibilities. And so because of the possibilities, not because of the current results, I continued to work at it. And I started to expand the idea. You know, the needs were greater than I thought. So I expanded the idea to open the door for other areas where people could get help with groove. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's how it was for me.
But that, I mean, the reason I say this is so many people are on the sidelines thinking, I don't know what else to do, right?
Yep.
And I always tell them to look inward as the niche
Yeah.
navigator. I tell them to look inward to find what they have. You can't
Yes.
give what you don't have. That's what John Maxwell says, right? So you have to use what you have. And most people don't realize what they have.
Yes.
Like I said, we have so many tools as coaches and, as passionate teachers, as I would say, we tend to buy so many things. You can make a course out of anything.
Yeah, that's right.
Talking, right? But put your points down and start talking about that. And then it will gradually expand.
Exactly.
I mean, yes, you make sense because belief is a big thing.
It is. And I had never started a business before. So a part of the belief was that I could build a business. I had started a church before and built that, and grew that. But the idea that I could be an entrepreneur was a big belief issue as well. What is interesting about looking into yourself, my initial thought in this was I have tech skills. And I love technology, and I get every beta that's available, and I test software all the time. I like being on the leading edge of technology. So my main thought is my skill set, I can do that. I can help people with technology. But what you talk about expanding is what I have discovered is I have other skill sets that go along with that, right? That's the teaching and just the presence to be caring. People talk about that so much. They can tell that I care about them. Those are just things I developed in my story, in my history. But I wasn't thinking of all of those as strengths when I started this.
But that's it, right? You never think about what you have until you go looking for it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
The
right.
other day I was looking for an Allen key and I didn't know what an Allen key was. And I realized that I have 3 different kinds of screwdrivers that I didn't know how to use. They're all different ones. But my husband was he had all kinds of tools. So I was like, I don't know what to do with this. And then yesterday I talked to my son and I said, I don't know what do I do with this. And he goes, you have this? I've been looking all over for it. I had to go buy a new one. I said, go return this and take this one. I don't know. I've never used it. And if I need it, you'll have to bring it over. So, but that's the thing is you don't know what you have till you go looking for something else, till you find what you're looking for. But that's a good story. So what are you expanding on right now and how do you help people? Is it just people who have groove and are learning?
Yeah. So right, that's a great question. Some of the expanding options, I am just helping groove people at this point. People that need, pages built, people that need just put it together. I have entrepreneurs who don't want to learn it. They just want somebody to create, to make it work for them. And then I have some that want to learn it. But what I'm expanding is I'm discovering how many people need help uh, somewhere along the line of what you do, discovering their niche. But it's more what I'm discovering is people have an idea for their niche, but they don't know how to write copy. They don't know how to sell. They don't know how to. And so I started discovering I was advising people on that, even though I'm a terrible copywriter. And so what I've done is I've started to team up with some copywriters. And so now I can offer that service to customers. I also don't do graphics. I'm the tech guy. I can put everything together and make it work very smoothly. So I'm reaching out to some graphics people and I'm going to bring them in. And I also don't code. So special things that you need. So I'll be reaching out to coders. So I'll be pulling a team together. I'm expanding the team basically so I can offer more services beyond just I'll build your funnel.
That's awesome. So but those ideas come when you take the first step, right? And how many
Yes.
people are afraid to take the first step?
Yeah.
That's the
That's
biggest
right.
thing. So all of you listening, you need to understand that you have an idea that's germinating in your mind. Just don't shove it away because it could be something big. You don't need to be a millionaire right away. It's going to
No.
happen. But you need to start germinating to get the first seed that you can replant and replant to create a farm. So good analogy, huh?
Yeah, that's great. I love it. And your tool analogy was great too. You had the tool, you just didn't know it.
It's true. I didn't, and I always have my son come every 2 weeks so that he can check stuff because I am limited on other stuff. I can do a lot of things, but there are some things I cannot. So then he has to
Right.
grow up.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And that's the example too, Munir, isn't it? That you bring somebody else in to do what you can't do. And so, if you're afraid you won't be able to do everything, eventually you'll be able to build a team that you can offer people more, and you don't have to know it. But you can see the need and bring people in to help. I think it expands your reach and your service capability. So
yes, it does. So there you go, listeners. Everybody out there has to have an idea. I know you have it because it's sitting there with you, only you're afraid. Just take the first step. Ask somebody, he has a friend that did exchange of services. You can barter too. It happens. We did that long time ago in the human world. We can still do it now.
yeah,
We're still humans. We haven't evolved. So go ahead and just take that first step. That's all I'm asking. You don't have to know anything else. If you don't know how to bake a cake, use that. How many other people don't know how to bake a cake? There's so
right.
many
That's
different.
right.
So how do we find you, Kevin?
Yeah, so you can find me at yourbestgroove.com. And the services that we offer right now are we'll build your funnel for you. We'll create the system in Groove. I also have a membership and an online course that you can just buy the course and follow it through. And you can do that. That's listed there in the page. And I also do one-on-one hourly help. So, you just part of your project you can't figure out, you can get an hourly help with that. So that's what I'm offering now. I also started now to offer copy help. So I do have copywriters that can do that. But again, all of that is at yourbestgroove.com. And if you do have Groove, if you don't have Groove, talk to Munira about how you can get it. But if you do have Groove and you just want to learn, I have a free workshop every week where I just bring people in and we go through 2 hours of training. And that's been highly, highly successful. And that came out of that first workshop. And so I do that every week and have hundreds of over 100 people have gone through it at this point.
Is this live?
Yes, live. Yep.
On what days?
So on the first and third Mondays, I do 7 p.m. And on the second and fourth Wednesdays, I do 10 a.m. So this coming Wednesday, 2 days from now at 10 a.m., we'll do our workshop.
So you cater to everybody who's working and not. So, okay.
Yeah, working and not. And also I have clients around the world. And so trying to create space for people who are in a totally different time zone to be a part of it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate it. But I like the fact that one idea seeded a business, right? You never
That's
know
right.
what your, what did you say? The faith of a mustard seed. So have
Right.
faith, right? And grow it. You never know where it's going to take you. If you like this, go ahead, like and share to with your friends, because you never know who wants to hear this message, and we could change somebody's life by sharing this message. Thank you, Kevin. Till we
You're
meet
welcome.
again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Munira's Musings with your host, Munira Zahabi. If you enjoyed our show, please share and subscribe to this channel. And for more content, please join our Facebook group.